Hello, fellow pipers. Today I am making one of my personal favorite fall dishes, pumpkin and bacon soup. So, if you want the actual recipe for this, you have to go to Snout to Tail, The Whole Beast by Fergus Henderson. The recipe is in there. And overall, we've got some diced tomatoes, bacon, pumpkin, onion, garlic, and I'm currently making some fresh chicken stock. So once that's done cooking, about 20 minutes, I'm guessing, that'll go into the big pot. But in the meantime, I'm going to start dicing my onions, peeling the garlic, basically killing some time while that cooks, and get the rest of this ready to go into the pot. Okay, as you can see, half of the pumpkin has been chopped up. The onions, garlic are now in the pot. I am enjoying a glass of carbonara from Chile. You can pick this up at Trader Joe's. It is pretty tasty. So, in here we have, obviously, the bacon. Bacon has been chopped up. It's the ends and basically the stuff that wasn't good enough to package for sale. And it's fairly cheap, but since you're going to slice it up anyways, why not just buy that? The stock is in here from the Cornish hens that I put in the pressure cooker. The thing is, once this heats up, and it takes, I'm guessing, on average about 3 hours for this to fully cook, the fat breaks down, and fat heats up better than water. That turns the pumpkin into mash, and therefore you end up with pumpkin soup. So, I'm going to finish cutting up the rest of that. It'll go in here. By that time, a lot of this pumpkin will already be in a softer mashed potato stew state. And then the rest of the pumpkin will cook, and this will be done. Okay, so the last of the pumpkin is in here. Let's get some better light. There we go. Last of the pumpkin is in here. As you can tell, this is, I believe, a 5-gallon pot. We've got about 3 gallons in here, I'm guessing. And I'm going to let this simmer probably for an hour before I start breaking up this pumpkin. Did it a lot faster than I have in previous years, so the other pumpkin that was already in here hadn't broken down yet. So I'll stir it up, put the lid on, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so we're about a half hour in. As you can tell, the pumpkin itself is starting to break down easily. Some things I should point out is that I used a Cinderella pumpkin, as you could probably notice from the beginning. The recipe calls for blue pumpkins. They're kind of a grayish blue. If you can see them, snatch them up, but you can substitute other pumpkins for this. I've had success with Cinderella pumpkins. If you accidentally buy a Hubbard squash, I believe that would probably work just as well, because the pumpkin is more about the thickness and the color of the soup as opposed to any flavor. Pumpkin really doesn't have any flavor, so you just want something that's not stringy, that'll break down well, and that's about it. So if you get a chance, I try to get local breweries to do something like this for a fall dish, and they just kind of blew it off as like too labor intensive. But I mean, aside from the prepping, you just let it sit and cook, and then you keep it warm and serve it. But just a thought for anybody out there who is looking for a new dish to serve to people who enjoy beer and big bellies. And we're back. Soup is pretty much done. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. We need some, a little bit more light. But what we have here, see in here, the corner, there's a piece of pumpkin. Just gonna mash that up a bit, and really that's all there is to do at this point. All the pumpkin is soft enough to mash against the side of the pot here, and for the most part, I wish the fat and the bacon was broken down a little bit more. I could just let it cook for a little bit longer, which even when I turn off the burner, it's still going to be really hot for the next 5 or 6 hours. So the soup is ready to go, but if I was to try it right now, I would just burn the crap out of my mouth. And I want the bacon to cook a little bit longer. Maybe we can thicken this up a bit and just leave it with the lid open. Let it cook down. And make the house smell good. It smells a heck of a lot better than those pumpkin spice candles that everybody loves buying this time of year. Not judging, just saying if you want your house to smell good, you should probably just make this. So, that is the pumpkin soup. Put it in a bowl, add a little bit of fresh pepper on top, and you're good to go. In the meantime, keep on typing.